Well, hello, my friends. Meredith here. It has been a hot minute since I've done a longer video, but the Lord just had me step away for a bit. I think because I was doing them so much, so consistently, and it was like He needed me to step away. He called me to really step away from like platforms, from YouTube, from even my podcast, from Instagram. And I've been on there some, but so many people in our world, I think, put those platforms on a platform. Like, I have a podcast, I've written a book, I've done this. And it's like, it's nothing that we've done. It's not about, what makes us well known. It's not about how many followers we have. It is about making Him famous. It is about giving Him the glory. So He really called me to move away from those things. And I knew He was going to bring me back. But, and I wasn't expecting it to be this week, but it is. So, and I may try and put this message on my podcast. So as I'm, you're getting teaching from me, even though it may not be interviews and stuff, you're still getting teaching from me. On the backside, I want to let you know we've been building Guiding God's Daughters, and there's good things coming, training disciples. I can't do all this mentoring on my own, so we want you to be empowered to do this in your community. So a lot's been going on that you haven't seen. But the Lord is like, yes, you're training disciples like every believer is meant to be, but you're also making disciples, but you're also teaching. So, and writing. Okay, let me get back to this. I want to talk to you about being the overcomer. How many of you saw Simone Biles and her team win that gold last night? It was awesome. They were just so consistent. But I want to talk about you. You aren't the one that's going to overcome yourself. I think we try for so long to just overcome. Yes, there is an element of I can do this. It's a mindset. It's I can do this. I mean, every Olympian has that. If you would try to accomplish anything, you'd have to have that mindset. But at certain points, when you're not doing it and you want to beat yourself up, you need to realize that to be a true overcomer, you need the one who overcomes the world. He is the overcomer. He overcomes the world. So all that crazy stuff that's happening, all that crazy stuff that happened to the Olympics, He's the overcomer. He overcomes it. He's not afraid of any of it. He's not surprised by any of it. So I'm going to read you a couple scriptures, and then I want to briefly talk to you about mentoring, because in a sense of how, if you're an overcomer, you can help others, and how you can overcome if you're looking for an overcomer. Bear with me. So these two scriptures, and I'm going to give you a third one at the end. 1 John 5, 1-5. This is the NIV. Everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ is born of God, and everyone who loves the Father loves his child as well. This is how we know that we love the children of God, by loving God and carrying out his commands. 3. In fact, this is love for God, to keep his commands, and his commands are not burdensome. 4. For everyone born of God overcomes the world. This is the victory that has overcome the world, even our faith. Who is it that overcomes the world? Only the one who believes that Jesus is the Son of God. You need him. You need Jesus to be a true overcomer. And it's not just going to be oh yeah, I have faith. Yeah, I've gone to church. It is not, we're not in the times where it's just about a Sunday faith. I mean, you need Jesus. This is why you need to get in the Word. It's why when people say, oh, there was nothing really happening at the Olympic opening ceremonies. Yeah, well, you haven't read your Bible because you don't know what's really going on in the world. So if you don't have Jesus and you want to be an overcomer, you're going to want to get Jesus. And it's also a reminder for those of you that do have Jesus that you are an overcomer. The second one, Revelation. I was just in it last week. It is heavy, heavy, heavy stuff. I've written it. I've written it. I've read it so many times, but it's just, and I've been a believer for, over a decade now. And, reading, like each time I read it, it's like more intense, but I want to read to you from Revelation 12. I'm going to read 7, through 11. And I'm reading from the King James Version because it gives you the phrase of overcomer. And there was war in heaven. This is when the devil goes down. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. That's the spiritual rebirth. That is you becoming a child of God. You don't love your life, you love Christ. You want to be an overcomer. You want to not go down to that pit with the devil. You need to get Jesus. So, you aren't going to do this by yourself. Believe me, I've tried. I tried forever. Why can't I just lose the weight? Why can't I just fix this part of my life? Why can't I just do this? Been there, done that on so many levels. Don't work by yourself. This is why you need to surrender. Surrender is the game changer. So let me move into the mentoring, because that's what Guiding God's Daughters is all about, and that's what I want to help you do. I want to help you I want to help you be the woman that's going to mentor other people, and find the women that are going to be mentors for you, because there's not enough of them out there. And Taylor Swift is not your mentor. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm going to talk to the ladies first who don't realize you're a mentor. You can be a mentor, but you are an overcomer. So if you are an overcomer, if God has helped you overcome, I want you to think right now about those things God has helped you overcome in your life. If he has made you an overcomer, that is not something to keep to yourself. It's not. This is a testimony. They are overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. His testimony is the ultimate testimony, but your testimony is just important because that is the evidence that God has worked in you. So if you have overcome something that God has helped you with, you need to share it. You need to be available. If you aren't a mentor, it may be time to consider that and pray for God to put a woman in your life, a young woman in your life, who maybe has gone through, and I'm not talking about career mentoring. I'm not talking about, marriage mentoring. I'm talking about a young woman who's going through a tough season and needs a woman who can walk her through it, who gets it, who has been there. And if you have trouble with being authentic and real about your story, it's not going to be easy. No. So if you just want to shut down and avoid it, then this isn't for you. But if you want to be authentic and real with these girls, not just on Instagram, you need to be honest and real about your story, and not the dirty laundry, the good stuff, the stuff that God has redeemed, that not you, that God has done. The other thing is, for the younger women, if you are wanting to overcome, you need to find a woman that is an overcomer. Yes, I can be that for you for a while. I'm happy to do that. That's why I just realized, I'm supposed to get back on these videos to help mentor those of you that don't have one in your life. But I would look for one in your life. I would look for a woman who has overcome things and who has a deep faith, who knows it is God who has helped her overcome. Yeah, those are hard to find, but you know where you can find them? You can find them in a church. You can find them go on Instagram, follow a woman, and then find out where she goes to church. And you can find women that are overcomers, but you have to listen for them. You have to notice them. So look in your inner circle, join a Bible study, listen for what God has done in her life to make her an overcomer. You do not want the woman who looks like she has it all together. I'm not saying that a lot of the overcomers don't look like they have it together, but don't follow the woman who's like, all surface. You need the woman's like, yeah, I've been to hell. I've been back. And let me tell you how God totally restored and redeemed my life. So it's that's the woman you want to talk to. So I hope this helped you. If you are in need of a mentor, if you want to be a mentor, and if you want to be an overcomer, follow me on Instagram at Guiding God's Daughters. I'm going to try and put this message on the podcast, and if this is the podcast you're listening, then you already know that it has been done. But also, follow me. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see my overcomer message. And then you can also go to my website at getrealwithmeredith.com. I just did a blog yesterday about how if God can make me an overcomer, he can make you an overcomer too. So, all right. God bless you. If you want to be part of this ministry, you can contribute on our website. If you want some personal mentoring, I am starting a mentoring group, and you could be a part of that. And I will leave it at that. Have a great one. Share this if you know someone who needs this message. Have a great one.